Welcome to part 2 of my series Questions for Nelson. This might actually become a series at some point if Nelson will actually answer these questions. Anyway, back to the questions. What kind of what I can't talk. What kind of guns can be added? I'm hoping to see some more weapon variety, as I would like to see old guns and new guns, as in guns from World War II. Maybe we can even find World War I guns in maybe like a museum or something. And maybe we can find the more newer guns like the M4A1, the Heckler and Koch G36, the MP5K and MP5A1. I think there's MP5A2, but I don't think there's much of a variant. But just all kinds of weapons from Uzis, Tech 9s, G18s, down to the old guns like the Colt M1911, the Colt Peacemaker, and even double barrel shotguns, not the sawn off ones we currently have, but a legitimate double barrel. I would like to see something like the Remington hunting shotgun. That's a pretty common hunting gun. I would also like to see a Winchester repeater. That would be nice. A Henry rifle. Um, Things like M1 Garand, M1 carbine, stuff like that. I think those would be some good additions. It would give the old feel to the game of having these old World War II, 2000 guns, all the way up to 2010, 2014 weaponry. And just have all kinds of things like that. I would like to see the XM1014 shotgun, the M870, or I think it's 870 MS. I can't remember its name. I only know it from games, so I think it's 870 MS. I'm not sure. But things like that. And how about a novelty gun? How about adding something like air guns, little air pistols and air rifles? They would do next to no damage, but it would be a good weapon to use as a holdup. For example, I find a air rifle. It looks like a Winchester repeater. I can put it to someone. I could put it to someone's back, tell them I'm going to shoot them if they turn around, or shoot them if they don't give me their stuff. If they turn around, they'll see I have a gun, so I'm not lying. And they'll think it's real because it should be modeled after a real gun in the game, so it can actually be useful. Two, it could be used for target practice. You can put like red dots and all kinds of different attachments on them and test out the attachments, see how they do and everything. Why not that? That would actually be I would actually like to see that gun, even if it's just a novelty gun. It could be very common, very easy to find, have an extremely high magazine capacity. Because the weapon I'm thinking of, I had for a while. It had a magazine capacity of about 300 pellets. It wasn't very strong. I could shoot myself in the hand with it, and it would barely hurt at all. It would just sting a little bit, but it would be fine. So it would do practically zero damage, but it could be used as a hold-up weapon or as a test weapon. You could test different ranges. You could start getting used to calculating for bullet drop and travel time and such. It would be nice to see this as a test gun, as a novelty gun. I would actually find it fun, or at least funny, to run around with a BB gun just for the laughs. You can make it a very common weapon to find. You can make its ammo very common. Maybe not like you walk to a house and find 50 of them, but you can find them pretty easily. Like, you don't have to spend hours looking for them or anything. Anyway, I kind of took a long time explaining that. Back to the ideas. I think I asked this in the last video, but how big is the map going to be? Are we going to see a big enough map where we could have 30 people in a server and not see each other every 5 seconds? I'm not expecting something like a DayZ size map, but something big enough that we have plenty of room to explore and plenty of room to ourselves so we don't see a lot of players. Our tactics is going to be contact damage as well. That's just a little thing I like to know. Or we're going to be able to find a cactus fruit and use that for food like we do for berries. How many towns are there going to be? How big are the towns going to be? Are they going to be somewhat realistic size, or are they going to be these little villages we have been seeing in Unturned? Personally, I would like to see some actual sized cities where we have plenty of time, plenty of places to loot, plenty of places to hide in, and everything. That would make combat and Unturned in cities much more pleasurable too. Instead of being like 5 buildings, there would be 30 of them. So you'd actually have to be more weary of enemies. Again, I've said this before, and I want to keep saying it. Is there going to be anything to stop bandits from being bandits? Now, I'm not saying remove banditry or add it to where being a bandit is so bad you don't want to be a bandit, but just add something to turn away from being a bandit. So not everyone is a shoot on sight or kill on sight person. Because we're going for realism here. And realistically, if a zombie apocalypse did happen, not everyone would be a shoot on sight. Now, if you had a place set up, you had family and everything, yeah, you'd be defensive, but you wouldn't exactly kill people on sight. Now, there would be people that would do that, but they would be far and few between. They wouldn't be as common as you see in DayZ or Unturned. Also, why are fists so fucking overpowered? I talked about this in the last about 2 or 3 videos ago on how I had civilian armor and like 2 hits from someone who had just spawned. I'm already down to half health. He took half my health out from 2 hits, and I know he was a fresh spawn because he had no weapons. So if he did have the warrior perk, he would have had to work very hard to get it. He would have had guns by then. So why are fists so overpowered? It makes it too easy to be a bandit, is what it does. Also, why are we so good with guns? I mean, let's take, for example, our Unturned characters are new to guns. They know what guns are. They know a bit about guns. They know about the more iconic weapons, but they've never fired one in their life. How can they be firing a fully automatic with very good accuracy? I mean, some people have trouble controlling handguns, let alone a rifle. But let's take example. I'm going to guess our Unturned characters are about 20 years old. That seems to be their age. Then how come they're so good with rifles? Because if we go out, let's say find a person and never has fired a rifle, put a fully automatic assault rifle in their hands, and tell them to shoot a target, let's say 20 meters away. That is 60 feet. That would be about, I would say, the common combat range of Unturned. You tell them to fire a fully automatic 30-round magazine from something like an M4A1 into a target 60 meters away. Odds are not even 5 of those rounds are going to hit. The first round, good chance. But holding down the trigger, he's not allowed to burst fire or tap fire. It's full automatic 30 rounds. He's going to miss after those first 5 or 6 shots. So I think recoil needs to be upped. Accuracy needs to be lowered until you get your marksman skill up. Also, experience either needs to be brought up for zombie kills, or the needed experience for perks need to be brought down. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video then.